All right. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes. How was your week?
It was really good.
Great. It's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was thinking we could just start off where we left off last time with this assessment here.
All right.
So, that leaves us in the sexual development section.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah? Are you comfortable talking about this with me right now?
Yeah.
Or ever?
We could probably, yeah.
Okay. So, as with anything else, you don't have to answer my questions. And you can give me a reason, or you can just say pass. Totally up to you.
Okay.
All right. So first off, in your childhood, when did you first notice your sexual development?
I want to say probably like late elementary school, early middle school.
What age does that put you at?
9 or 10, maybe?
Okay. How did you feel about it at the time?
It was a mixture of hyper and anxious. I feel like I think I was hyper and anxious about everything. So with my memory, I feel like that's probably the same thing.
So that was kind of a baseline state of being and not necessarily related to your sexual developments.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. Were you prepared for your sexual developments?
No.
Why do you think that is?
I had no idea what was going on, or why I was thinking these things. I definitely did not think I could talk about them. So I don't think I was prepared.
Okay. So you don't feel like you could talk about them to anyone?
Yeah, not really.
Any human?
Not any human.
Okay. Does that mean that sex was kind of a off-label topic at home with your parents and in the household?
I think at that age, I didn't even know what sex was. As it went on, I felt like I couldn't really ever talk about it, and by the time my parents felt comfortable talking about it, I was well into my teenage years and did not want to talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's pretty standard,
Mm-hmm.
actually. All right. So, strange question. Bear with me or don't. When was your first sexual experience or your first, I forgot what it's called, nocturnal emission?
Okay.
Or just your first something?
I feel like when I was in middle school, high school, I had wet dreams. I didn't understand what they were.
Mm-hmm.
And then, one waking, emission probably when I was, I think I was 17. And it was almost like an accidental masturbation kind of thing. Not accidental, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what the end result was going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And that was surprising.
Okay. So my next question would have been, were you prepared for it?
No.
All right. How did you feel about it in the moment?
I think I was really confused, but also, it was kind of an intense feeling. So, I think was where did that come from? So, I think after initial confusion, probably curious, wow, what was that? So yeah, a little bit of confusion followed by curiosity.
Okay. All right. So I know that was kind of a weird section. We're gonna jump around a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very connected until I ask you to connect them.
Mm-hmm.
So currently at this point in time, fast forward 20-something years,
Mm-hmm.
right? So right now, what would be 3 wishes you would grant yourself if you found a lamp and you had a genie Genie Man said, "Hey, 3 wishes time."
I think I would first wish for it's I kind of have like general wants, but not as hard to like specify to the genie, do this for me. I'd say generally what I would like is kind of more influence on resources, more leader, like a leadership position to to allocate resources or lead a group to be able to do something good. Right now, kind of, if I had $1 million, I would put the money into representing clients who are in immigration services right now, or who need attorneys for immigration.
Okay. So that sounded like 1 wish to me.
Okay.
Can you think of 2 more? So Genie said, yes, you get that. It's yours. What's next?
Well, after that's gone, I probably would ask for another $1 million.
Okay.
It's actually I feel like I'm in a state where all I really want is resources. I guess also more wisdom and knowledge. Just kind of. I feel like I will run out of time to be as wise as I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I will die before I can be as wise as I'm able to be. So I guess kind of that way, like more wisdom, or at least the long enough life for me to be as wise as I can be, and do as good as much as I can be. Would that count as the 3 wishes there?
I'll take it.
Okay.
What do you think, though? If you could amend any of this, what would you change? Or not?
I embrace the journey to be wise. I think there's no shortcutting it. Maybe I was just further along in it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe more of a kind of backwards looking regret that I didn't learn the lessons sooner.
Can you maybe give me an example of that? But maybe as far back as you can think, with your earliest example of, I wish I knew more, or I regret this.
In my educational kind of upbringing, I wish I learned sooner that the effort is good, or I wish that I learned quicker that working hard is more important than being smart, or being recognized as smart. And that I wish that I developed a harder work ethic when I was young. I don't think I was challenged enough. I mean, I think I was getting A's without even trying. And I wish that I worked harder in my studies.
So you said educational upbringing. Is that all like totally encompassing statement? Are there certain periods where you feel that more than others?
I feel like in law school, I knew that. So right in my late 20s, I understood that. that the work ethic is more important than proving that I'm smart. That's not the purpose of school. It's not to prove you're smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it took me. I don't know if I knew that or recognized that until law school or until I was going to law school. There was a gap between the time when I went from undergrad to law school, and I think I learned in between the gap of maybe 4 or 5 years that I think I learned that lesson.
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious about how different your answers to these next questions would be from pre-law school to post-law school or during law school.
Mm-hmm.
And the theme I'm hearing is the word smart over and over, and prove.
Mm-hmm.
Proving I'm smart
Mm-hmm.
was repeated
Mm-hmm.
multiple times. So before law school, what were your beliefs about yourself and what you are and what you like and what you are like?
I think if I asked my teenage or mid-20s self the 3 wishes, it would be directed to being seen in some way. So seeing that I'm smart, or seeing that I'm nice, or seeing that I'm loving or caring or sweet, or whatever I wanted the world to see, I would have wished for those things. Mm-hmm. So tying it back to education, I want people to see me as someone who's smart and capable. And I recognize now that either those things are not important in the case of being seen as smart, or they're kind of there's. I mean, the other ones as far as being seen on who I am, I think that was just a journey of being able to be comfortable with who I am and being able to show it. But I think for the education one, I feel like that was the education aspect. I think that was misguided.
So pre-law school, your view of yourself was I am smart, but maybe not seen?
Yeah, I was looking for validation.
Okay.
On just that I'm smart.
What about now?
Being seen is not important to me, as at least as seen as smart or seen as recognition or anything like that. Now it's just wanting to actually find the resources in place to be useful and to use my talents better.
Okay. So before law school, what did you think you needed to be?
I think I needed just all the responsibilities of tasks to do, and I could do the task. So basically for someone to tell me what I needed to do, and I would do it well.
What about now? What do you need to be?
I need to do a better job finding how to use my talents and skills, and I need to apply them. It's up to me to apply them.
That's quite the growth right there. That's awesome. Just pointing that out.
Thank you.
All right. So before law school, what did you kind of think of the world outside of yourself? The world is humans are, men and women are, what are your expectations?
I think I saw the world a lot simpler. Like that the systems just kind of, there is a place for everyone, and the system will kind of. I feel like I kind of want to take it out of the context of the previous questions, and I feel like my brain is kind of stuck in that context. Do you think I should? Is this question meant to connect the past questions here, or is it?
As much as you think they do. Where you go with this is important.
Not sure how much I did think of the world outside of mine.
Which we're talking about early 20s here, right?
Yeah, I wonder if I kind of just approach it as world is your oyster kind of thing. So, a little more inward looking, self-centeredness.
What about now?
I see the world kind of spinning the wheels, and in some ways a little helpless in trying to push it forward. And even not just me, but anyone trying to make any kind of, let's say, significant difference for a large group of people, it seems. I think when I can break the world down into like segments, and so if I think about the people immediately I interact every day, that is something I can handle. When I think about doing the things that am doing to the very best of my ability, that seems more hopeful. But getting outside of that circle seems much harder. And so it's hard for me to have an influence outside my kind of circle of influence. And so bringing it back to kind of the wish, it's like I wish I had more influence to spread it out and push it harder, push it further rather.
Sure. And this next question is just for now. What are your beliefs about what you expect from yourself and what is right and just in the world? Which is a very big question.
Yeah. I think right now, just trying, even if it feels futile, just still trying. Just at least trying to do something. If it's something that if it's even just a little bit of good energy I can put out there, even if it doesn't go anywhere, Hey, I tried. And maybe it makes a difference, and maybe it doesn't. But move on to the to the next thing, and always look forward and try to see what I could do different next time. So almost like a numbers game, kind of like just trying to be aware of the things that I can do and doing the best I can whenever I do something.
Mm-hmm. Those were all really big, vague questions. So thank you for working with me there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for listening.
So we're gonna put this assessment away for today. Maybe next time we can keep going. I'd like to finish it with you at some point. I'm hearing some kind of schematic themes of some fear of failure and a history of approval seeking, but you've worked through that recently and you've come to the other side of that. But also on the other side of the coin, some hypercriticalness. You're not seeking other people's approval anymore, but now your own approval's hard to win, it sounds like. What do you think about that so far?
Yeah, and I think it's a struggle with it's sort of like, yeah, I know I can be, let's just kind of stick to wisdom, right? I know I can be more wise. So, like, what should I know is hard to pinpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but at the same time, like, well, I won't know until I learn.
Right.
So, almost a struggle on how to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the hypercriticalness, I think, comes from, like, what don't you know? Like, what are you missing in there? What spot can you fill in? What is something you can do right now?
Mm-hmm.
And so almost an anxiousness to, like, get on with it, whatever it is.
Right. I was going to say I'm sensing that hyper anxiousness again from that statement of your eagerness to be better, which is wonderful. And I hope we can work towards that together. For your homework for the next week, I just want you to keep note of what today has brought up for you. If you can bring back some thoughts and memories relating to it for next time, and we'll continue with the assessment.
Sounds great.
Great.
Thank you.